Hey everyone, welcome to the Bible Belt Bros podcast. Dusty here along with Andrew, and today we are
not arguing.
That
we know
now
of.
You just dated the podcast. I'm gonna push this one back a little bit, but yeah, we don't know.
We argue in almost every podcast.
We don't know if we're gonna argue today or not. So
Right.
you know,
We
hold your
barely know what
horses.
we're going to talk about.
We're arguing about whether or not we're gonna argue. So shut up.
That is the argument to have, is whether we're going to argue or not.
Yeah.
Well, Dusty, I was looking at demographics yesterday and our statistics, and we have new top spots for the U.S.,
Oh, okay.
and Michigan has really fallen off. So we must have talked about them, and they didn't like it, and so they went into hiding. And
Right.
they dropped down to 8th, I think, or maybe 9th.
Or it could be, you know, we like to pride ourselves as like we are the podcast that you can drive to work and complete, you know.
Yeah.
And it's been very cold and, you know, snowy winter storms. Maybe that's slowed down the...
Way to date the podcast, Dusty.
No, you dated it. It's not going to be... I'm not going to have this released in the summer. It could be spring right now, and we're just getting back into the...
Tell me about that, about the other podcast. How long
Man,
ago?
spring weather is so great right now in Oklahoma.
It really is.
It's so nice. It's definitely not
It was like 80
February.
yesterday. It was like 80 yesterday. So nice.
Technically, yeah, we are having spring weather in
Yes.
a podcast that may or may not have been recorded in February. But anyways,
Our new number one is Florida.
Florida. Yeah, I could do that. We could do some live shows in Florida, I think.
I could have been going to Florida today, actually.
Oh,
And
but you decided, you know what? What matters more is this podcast.
Yes.
We
Our
need
listeners.
to make sure we are on track. Even though Dusty has plenty of podcast episodes that are deep cuts that are not edited, but on the computer, ready to edit at a moment's notice. But yes, yeah, I got you. That's pretty cool. Florida, then Texas, right? Texas is second.
Yep. Texas number 2.
Still none of our friends in Oklahoma.
Yeah. I don't think Oklahoma has been top 10.
No, it's not. It's funny.
It's
Funny because I do get a lot more of, hey, I listened to your podcast
Right.
than we've ever had before, but it's still like not even close to.
Yeah. At least a dozen people every week are telling me, hey, listen to your episode. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So, had some guy, Rob, I think was his name. He was like, hey man, get your episodes edited. I was like, shut up, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah, I said thank you. I did the kind thing. I was like, oh yeah, man, thank you.
Well, I
shut up.
appreciate you because I tell Dusty the same stuff. I'll call him on a Monday and be like, did you publish a podcast? And then we have a new international number 1 as well. Australia, I think, has fallen to number 3.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
I guess we can't be doing shows there. Actually, if you still want us to come,
Yeah.
we can send you our rider. And
There's a comedian that travels Australia that Austin and Leb hooked us up with once.
Nice.
Maybe
Austin led.
maybe we'll go on a tour.
They still pop up on my Facebook, but I haven't heard from them in a minute. We should probably check in on them.
Yeah, it's one of those like things. Just in general relationships, it's hard to keep up with people. Like sometimes I schedule a reminder for myself now, like once a week or something. It just goes off, and it just the alarm basically is: do I need to check in with somebody? Like, have I texted Carson lately? Have I texted you or whoever? You know, there's people that you just kind of slowly lose track of.
Right. We should do a surprise call right now and just call
One
them.
of the things that our fearless leader, Rusty Gunn, life pastor Rusty Gunn, has taught me growing up when I used to shadow him for my life, was he utilized every drive time opportunity to do that.
Yeah, to reach
And
out
he
to
would
people.
just go down, like this is back in flip phone days, but he'd just go down his phone list and just check in with people. Like, you got 6 hours on a car ride to whatever. Make use of it. Don't just
Right.
sit there and listen to the radio or listen to Bible Belt Bros. Like, you actually check in with some people real life. And I mean, Bible Belt Bros is really just the 30 minutes of that 6 hour thing.
Unless we're fighting about snow.
Yeah, which we'll never do that again until next year.
Yeah. And why not? Because that episode actually popped off.
Because I just hate
And
arguing.
somehow, okay, it popped off to the point that we got almost 2,000 new listens out of it.
It's
Which for us, that's pretty big.
for us, that's great.
And so, anyways, our new number one country is Singapore.
Singapore. Okay.
Yes.
I think that's close to the Philippines, right? So that's where I have a lot of virtual assistants that work for me. Then they do like web development. Like we will make social media posts and I'll have them schedule them out for a year, stuff like that. I have them doing it for our church and stuff like that, where I had them come up with a content calendar, and then instead of spending all the time getting the pictures, making the graphics, I'll just give it to them and, let that just be like an autopilot thing.
So you're paying people to listen to our podcast?
Well, what I'm wondering is part of the interview process is, go to my Instagram and like tell me these things. Like it's a vetting process to make sure I'm just not getting spam replies.
Gotcha.
Like go to my Instagram, look at my thing, and I think it says like Bible Belt Bros podcast or something on it. So
Gotcha.
So they probably have
Click that link.
click that link. So I'm not pretending to hire people so that they go click my link. I'm just saying that maybe
you must hire a lot of people because there are.
I
think,
just
600.
I don't hire a lot of people, but I do vet out quite a bit. Anybody who's interviewing for any job, myself included, is going to inflate things about themselves. And so when you're going overseas or somebody where, one, I can pay them and they not do the work and I'm not going to get that money back type of situation too, things like that. But there's just a lot of people that like that culture. They've grown up knowing that they can work as a virtual assistant and get more money and income from the United States. And I get a lot of like emails coming back saying, hey, this has changed my life, allow me to work from home, take care of my family. And I'm like paying like $2-3 an hour. So it's like, it works for both of us really. And it's just been like a thing where part of that culture, everybody says they're awesome at everything. If you look at their profiles, they're like proficient in video editing, website design, and like you can't be proficient in every skill ever, And even in website design, there's technical people, there's front people.
Right.
Like there's different types of designers, and so you just have to find what they're actually good at, and then we'll just keep them in that pocket,
Right.
We have plenty of work to do that with, and so that's kind of how I have to vet so many people out and do these interviews and stuff, and just
I like
make
how
sure
you go into this long, elaborate thing to say, no, I don't pay them to listen to our podcast.
Moving on.
Anyways, so we get our takeaway: Dusty pays people to
You
listen to our
know
podcast.
who is trying to get me to pay them, Andrew? Segue. Angel TV.
Hey, Angel TV.
So, you guys have probably gotten this a lot. Starting like last Christmas, or maybe even just closer to Christmas, I was getting a lot of this Angel TV network streaming service. It was like $10-15 a month, I
I thought
think.
it was supposed to be free, or was that just The Chosen?
I think there was
People
things
paid it forward.
things that were maybe paid for. Maybe there's, I don't know. I don't work for them. I'm not trying to sell their product, Andrew. I don't know the promotional offers free for this many days, but I do know like the David movie came out and it was in theaters, and you could also watch it on the Angel Network or Angel TV thing.
Which all started from The Chosen, the show The Chosen.
Started Angel TV?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Which was people would pay it forward so other people, so that they could
Oh, I see.
afford to produce it so that people could watch it for free.
And it was on Angel TV.
And then, from that, Angel TV started.
Okay, I don't know if you know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Now I got it.
I don't know if you know what you're talking about.
Or maybe
Andrew.
The Chosen was picked up by Angel.
I think The Chosen was a completely different thing. But you were right. People could pay for their subscription to this service. Angel Studios was not started by Chosen, but rather The Chosen was a breakout hit that established Angel Studios as a major distributor.
Okay.
So the Angel Studios picked them up. So you're kind of right. You're kind of right that people...
They were already part of it, and it just exploded, which then gave Angel Studios notoriety.
Angel Studios acted as the original distribution partner and helped crowdfund the show.
Yes. So that's what it was.
Yeah. And so with that has come mini shows. There's always been Christian alternatives
Right.
to TV, Christian alternatives to just regular shows. I mean, not too long ago, probably longer than I want to think it is Facing the Giants was a hit.
Yes. That was a long time ago, Dusty.
I know, it was like 2000.
Did you say not too long ago?
I was just trying to say.
Wasn't that 2006?
Yes. No. But what I'm trying to say is Facing the Giants, when it came out, it was like made by a church, $10,000 budget.
It's kind of like Hometown Legend, not too long ago.
Not too long ago. Even before that, we used to have, what was the TV thing that we used to have?
Sky Angel.
Sky Angel, yeah. So Sky Angel, it had like Christian music, like it had like the Christian MTV version, but actually did do music videos. And then it just had different Christian shows and stuff like that. A lot of it end up being
like Bible Man,
Veggie Tales, like some of those iconic ones you could watch on Sky Angel.
Christian superheroes and
right, yeah. And so the concept is not a crazy new thing. And there's always going to be alternatives. We've had the CDs where if you like this band that's secular, you'll love this band. Yeah. And sometimes they didn't really sound alike, but it was close enough.
And we had Apologetics, the band. Which
you have the Weird Al Yankovic Christian version band. Yeah, so there's always been alternatives. Now Angel Studios is pushing out, and it feels popular, but I don't know if that's because of ad money or if that's because of
ad and targeted.
I'm just seeing it so much.
Yes.
But there is good shows out there. Kevin James from King of Queens.
A
show that was not too long ago.
The 90s.
He has a movie that's coming out, and I think it's on that network as well, or funded by that network.
Wow.
And it's pretty, it looks like pretty cool, but my problem is twofold. I was going to say, like, quality-wise, budgets are less for Christian entertainment, actors are less, but you have a lot of actors now that were, like, secular actors that are now, like, focusing their time on Christian entertainment and family-friendly entertainment. So the quality is getting a little better on some of that, so maybe I'm wrong.
Also,
there,
equipment's getting cheaper.
Yeah, like anybody can start a podcast now. When we started a podcast, like, it was, like, kind of a major investment when we did it 11 years ago now, when we started.
Long time ago.
And so we're basically buying equipment just for podcasting and spending thousands of dollars, and now you could do it with your cell phone and call it a podcast. Where I've refused to advance to is just adding the video side of it, because that's, to me, just feels like more work. Though I have been doing some research on video switchers, and now those are toys I want to play with now. And so
it's funny because you're all into streaming and doing video, and you think that's work.
Yeah, streaming's different. It's unedited. It's it's more the 2-camera setup. We did some videos on YouTube a long time ago.
But we only did a 1 camera.
Yeah, 1 camera, but then I did some zoom ins with the same 1 camera. But it's whatever. But anyway, Angel TV, I think there was one show on there that I saw, and this tells me about the qualities getting better. I think it was called Homes. Hold on, let me Google the name real quick.
While you're doing that, Dusty, this is why I study and prepare. We actually were gaming yesterday, and we were talking about this, and Dusty's like, Andrew, you're the one who does all that. I don't need to do that. In situations like this, it's a good reason why.
I know. So Homestead, there's this movie that came out called Homestead, and it's like in a not end times, but like in apocalyptic.
Okay.
There was a bomb that was dropped, and everything, the world goes to crap, all right, and survival. And I was like, that kind of looks cool, a little cheesy, but it was enough that I thought, man, if we were like looking for a theater movie, which we don't ever, but if we were looking for a theater movie, maybe I'd go see that. Then I found out that movie was a prequel to a show that they're started on for Angel Studios. And so if you watch the movie, then you can join Angel Studios.
So it's kind of like Fallout.
Yeah, similar style there. And so, but to me, it was more of the fact that, oh, wow, I wanted to watch this on my own. I don't even know if it really had like much of a spiritual aspect to it. That probably does. I've not actually watched it.
So did you watch Fallout?
Oh. Fallout? No. I watched like episode 1.
Gotcha.
People were streaming it on Twitch, and I just watched it during the day. Just more of the quality of those videos. It feels like it's getting a little bit better on some of these shows. And my only problem is a lot of these shows, when they're family friendly, they go to like so many serious moments.
Yes.
And I'm just not a serious moment guy.
Yeah, you're more of a Bachelor in Paradise type of guy.
I will say I haven't watched that in a while. What I watch now, Andrew, is old people television. I watch Taskmaster. I watch a lot of UK shows on YouTube. Taskmaster is a good one. It's just like comedians competing in these like different tasks, and they get a score. You know, kind of like Whose Line of It Is It Anyway, in a sense,
Gotcha.
too. Where the points don't really matter, but they keep a season-long total of points. Then I watch, there's like Cats After Countdown, which is like some math word. Just, the UK loves like these panel game shows. So that's my guilty pleasure now. If I'm just throwing something on the TV, it's something like that. And then we'll binge watch like Night Watch or a show.
Yeah, Night Watch.
We watched
The new Night Watch or the old Night Watch?
I don't even. Night Agent maybe is the
Okay.
Not Night Watch. Have you seen the show Silo?
No.
Like I binged that. Like I end up binging shows like that. So it'd be like a Saturday with no football on. Let's do our chores and sit on the couch.
So all of your go-to shows, none of them are Christian shows. So is there a need for Christian shows and TV?
Well, I think so. I think there's a lot of music out there that's not Christian music. So is there a need for
Yes.
Christian music?
Yes. But my purpose for that is that you're worshiping through the music. You're not necessarily worshiping through TV.
I think you're feeding your mind. You know, you're feeding your mind like a reaction. How people react on a movie to a situation might not be the Christian way or whatever. Something like that. Whatever, garbage in, garbage out. What do they say?
Yeah, garbage in, garbage out. But if you're watching, like Night Agent is a pretty clean show.
Yeah.
For what it is. And so could you not just fill it with more of those clean shows?
You could.
Rather than like this. And I'm not trying to talk anyone out of watching Homestead. Let's be very clear. Out of Dusty and I probably would be the one that watches the Angel TV stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been like, I wasn't able to get into Chosen. It just wasn't for me. It was too.
To me, like that's such a serious, somber thing.
Yeah, and
it's not entertainment.
And
you know?
kind of like you said, all these, like Hometown Legend, which was one of my favorite movies growing up, it was always a serious moment. It was one serious moment into another serious moment into another, and that's what Christian TV tends to do. When I want to veg out, I don't want emotional roller coasters.
I just want somebody I trust to entertain me.
Right.
You know, and not try to put hidden messages in my subliminal
messages. Well, you can't
messages.
say that because they are putting subliminal messages.
But like that are negative, I guess. We could add that caveat. But
yeah.
One of the things for me, Andrew, when we first started the podcast, when we switched from being like such a serious podcast,
Yeah.
which we got like a negative review the other day,
know.
and I was like, why is this a comedy podcast? And then
Episode 1.
They list episode 1 or 2 of
It was 1.
the podcast when we're going through a book.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Pagan Christianity.
that's 11 years ago. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have you looked at it? How did you even find that episode? That's
real.
the weirdest.
Well, probably what they did is they found us,
And then they started at 1.
and then they went all the way back to the very first
just
episode.
not how you should do it.
Right. You probably should have gone to episode like 13 or 14 because that's when we kind of made the switch.
Well, I'm
because
just
the
saying-
book ran out.
There was a couple years where we talked a lot about fantasy football.
Well, it wasn't years. We did 2 episodes a week. We would do our podcast, and then we would do Wednesdays was fantasy football because we had to let Monday get over. Tuesday was for the emotion roller coaster, and then Wednesday we could finally talk about it.
It was because our banter was so much fantasy football related because we were in the
Yes.
same league that we were like, all right, we got to cut the fantasy football stuff out of here.
Yeah, and then we're like, well,
make
instead
it
of
its
cutting it
own
out,
thing.
yeah, let's do another podcast. So, anyways, back to this. Is there a need for Christian networks and stuff like that? Like growing up, watching Sky Angel, I mean, I liked it, but at the same time, it was corny. And that's another thing with Christian TV. It always ends up being corny.
And I don't know if that's because for like budget wise, the video budgets are corny,
Yes.
right? I think it's pushing there's always a crying scene in a Christian show or movie. There's always like a ball out life change scene.
But
There's
even-
always a goth kid that becomes like a preppy kid at the end to show life change. From
But
dark to
even
light.
the cartoons,
Mhm.
like you're just really copycatting mainstream. You're not being original.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bible Man is like Superman, but quoting Bible, scripture, using the armor of God to protect him and to deflect away evil. So there's no originality there. And so then it just gets monotonous and boring, and Superman should have died in the 60s when he was killed off the first time, and somehow he's still alive. And
Right.
yeah. So you can only do when you've already seen the punchline of Superman from 30 years ago, and you see it being recreated, and honestly the graphics and the video quality is from 30 years ago. You're just kind of starting over.
And I would argue, not argue, because we're not going to argue on this podcast episode, but I would say that is a lot of what we're going through in all entertainment now. There seems to be so many shows that are just like actual remakes of old shows.
Yes. Like Night Watch. Night Watch was not Night Watch, Night Court.
Night Court. Okay.
Yeah, do you remember in the early 90s, the TV show, it was on late at night, and then it was on at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., but it was called Night Court, and I forget the actors' names, but it was a funny show. People who work day jobs could go to court at night, and they had Night Court.
I don't know what this
Anyways, so they've remade it, and it popped up on suggested, I think it was on Amazon or maybe Hulu, I don't know. It was so corny. I was like, how did I watch this? And then I went back and watched the 90s Night Court because I was like, oh, it was so much better. And I'm like,
yeah, don't ever do that.
I was like, are you kidding me? This sucks.
Yeah, this was how I watched this.
Yeah.
I even seen like old like Christian rock group performances from then, and I'm like, oh, this was cool. I remember this being amazing. That's why this video's lasted so long.
Right. So
I think there is I don't know, like I see what you're saying. Is there a need for a whole separate network to watch these things? Because then that's kind of what the issue, because that's why I haven't really subscribed to the Angel Network TV. There's not enough on there. I could probably watch through everything that I would care to watch on it in like a month,
I
maybe
agree.
2 months.
100% agree. There is,
but I do want to support the idea and the cause.
Right.
So I will get it at some point when I'm probably once, football's been over for a while, Andrew, because this podcast was not recorded in February.
Yeah, definitely not recorded the week after or 5 days after the Super Bowl. So both sides of the coin, right? Yes, there's a need because mainstream isn't going to show this stuff because that's not where the money's at. Angel TV isn't all about, they don't have the best quality shows because they don't have a large amount of money because they're not chasing the money like mainstream media is.
Well, they're definitely not advertising as much as the mainstream media is. They're not. I think they're, like you said, things are cheaper. I think some of the actors are
probably doing it pro bono.
Yeah, they don't need the money anymore as much, so they can do
kind of like the Repentance.
The local theater, they have
it's a marijuana shop now.
Indie films.
Oh.
If you go and you see some of the indie films that come out with, you're like, oh wait, that actor's in this indie film, but they do like these passion projects.
What local theater are you talking about?
Circle Cinema.
Where's that at?
It's on Lewis and 5th and Lewis, I think, somewhere around there.
That's near downtown.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
It's a indie.
That sounds like an indie theater.
It's an indie only theater.
Okay, no wonder why I don't know it.
They only show indie films, only show Oklahoma made films.
That sounds like nothing I want a part of.
They do White Christmas sing along. I go there every year. We have a membership.
So you're racist. Just kidding.
No, Andrew. This guy. This is why I don't even like arguing with Andrew, because he just derails you. Like this.
It's because I can't be serious while talking about stuff.
All that to say, I see like mainstream in their prime actors still doing these indie films that nobody will ever see as a passion project. And I see some of these guys, like, that actor, this guy, do you have your glasses on?
I do not.
I don't know his name, but
Oh yeah, that's Von
Hingelsmeyer.
Is it Gilmore? Anyways, go ahead.
He's professionally known. I think he's a guy that he says he was blacklisted because he wouldn't kiss another woman beside his wife on a show or something like that.
Oh, yes, that's right.
But
that.
I think he had a thing that came out. But he doesn't, he's probably not living paycheck to paycheck. And so doing a passion project like this and donating some of what he would normally charge for a movie, would be something that he would do. And it's something that a lot of people do. I think that if we were self-sufficient, we wouldn't charge for a lot of things just to be able to do the right thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was way off, by the way.
His name's not Vaughn?
No, it's Neil.
That is...
McDonough?
Okay. That's... Von Jingleheimer sounded closer to somebody,
right?
But I thought it was going to be.
Well, because, and I forget who it was named Vaughn, but he always played a villain role, and to me, this guy, I thought he always played a villain role.
I think he did. He's got that villainy face. Anyway, I think there is a draw to it. The hard thing is because everything's subscription based, that it's hard to subscribe to another thing that's the same price as the main thing, but they need the money more than the main thing. You know what I mean?
Listen.
Like I think Netflix posted their sales or whatever, that they grew this much this year or whatever, and then you come to find out they cracked down on so many people sharing passwords, and you're like, but you made billions of dollars.
Yeah.
You didn't need us.
I can't even watch. What's so stupid about Netflix is I can't even watch my own account at my office because it's a different address and a different Wi-Fi, and it says this address is not known to your account or some stupid crap like that. I'm like, this is so dumb. It's my account. Yeah. I should be able to watch it wherever I'm at. That's why you have these services. It's so dumb.
I like what they're doing. I think some of the previews I've seen for shows, a lot of them are serious, and I'm like, but if you can if they can be more just casual comedy, just more about life and not having to be everything being about a serious topic. And maybe I'm wrong. So, because I haven't watched any of these shows, so I'm just.
And you say this is a post-apocalyptic show.
I think that's what the movie was. It's not.
To me, I mean, it looks Western. It looks kind of like an 1892. Am I going to have to look up the... on the Range style.
Homestead Angel Studio plot.
Yes, Dusty, you need to do research.
Plot.
For podcasts.
Homestead is a post-apocalyptic franchise produced and distributed by Angel Studios. See, I know what I'm talking about. There was a nuclear bomb, but it does kind of look like a ranchy because everything's kind of like Western-y.
I mean, it's called Homestead, so yes, that makes sense.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, a homestead was in the the 1800s when they're doing the land rushes.
Oh yeah,
you would set up your homestead.
So everything resets, right? So now everybody's building a
homestead.
He's trying. Andrew is trying to make me argue with him, and I am.
But I'm not arguing.
Andrew, you are so smart. You're such. You know words, and that's great for you. You know how words work and the names of actors.
I clearly don't know names of actors. I called him Vaughn Gilmore.
Anyway, it was good for us growing up. We had the curse box where it would read the closed captioning, and it would cut off all audio and just do the subline and change the cuss word to a funny word.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've had that in our lives. The other day, I watched an old movie, and it had 200 F-bombs in it. And it was I would have been a silent film if I had watched it with that curse-free TV.
I'm surprised TVs don't have that function built in.
Yeah. You would think that you could have that option.
Yeah. Especially with
such an easy thing.
Yeah. With Android TVs and everything. Yeah. That's compatible with your TVs.
Yeah. Do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
You have these people in Singapore watching can they do that for us?
I would have to vet out a job of something I know nothing about.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we'd get more listens out of it, Dusty.
I'm sure they say they can.
Yeah. You're right.
I'm sure they say they can.
Touche.
Well, I would like to know, because obviously I haven't watched any of these shows on the Angel TV network or Angel Studio network. Would love to hear if you have. I've heard good things. I've talked to one person that does subscribe to it, and they said the shows are really good. But what do you think? Have you seen the show Homestead? Is it a Western?
Is it a Western post-apocalyptic show?
Really, is it another serious show because I'm kind of not into those right now, or I have to be in a mood to be into them. So I'm not going to subscribe to a thing until I'm in the mood,
right.
you know. And then I have all these other shows that I don't have to subscribe to watch when I'm in the mood that are like in the pocket of shows. So,
and I want to know, do you think that we need alternatives like this, or is it just a waste of time?
I guess it would be hard for them to push these shows onto things like Netflix because they have to buy it and pay for it. And so maybe there's a situation where these shows don't get picked up by major networks, so they have to start their own label. You know, like it's that situation. Because I would like to see these shows more into the mix of
right.
what
yeah,
we're
because if
already
it was
used
maybe
to
on
watching.
Hulu or Amazon, then I probably would have already watched it.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Me
Yeah.
too. If I've already subscribed to it, it's the being subscribed to another thing that's
Right.
like the holdup.
And I say this, I can't remember the last time I pulled up a Netflix or
And it's
Hulu.
only like $20 a month. Like it's not even that.
But Bible Belt Bros is free, so keep listening.
Yeah, that's the only reason you're listening. If we started charging for this crap,
That's
you
right.
guys are gone. Well, thanks for listening, subscribing, sharing, and please do let us know what your thoughts are on those shows. Or give us recommendations of shows that we should watch on there. There's the David movie. I definitely want to see that cartoon story of David. But yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy.